Hello, everybody. My name is Cold Warp Gates, and I have a new microphone. And today I'll be using that to bring you some more CPL games. As you can see, we're on week 5 now. We have finished. I guess we're at the halfway mark for the season. And I'm going to be showing you these games from Tier 1 between Team Let Us Attack and Too Furious. A lot of recognizable players here. Excited to see these games. By the way, I didn't do any testing with this mic setup. If there's any problems, let me know. I can tweak all the levels and stuff. And with that said, let's get into the first series here. All right, here we go. In the bottom right of Polypoid, in the olive Protoss, it's NCX. And in the bottom left of Polypoid, it's Nam Crowbar in the green Terran. Now, NCX is a CPL regular. Definitely a staple in basically all of the CPL streams. Seen him in here a lot. So excited to see that. A Crowbar, I think might be new this season. I'm not sure. And I do know that NCX is playing Terran this season, so I think he must be race picking Protoss versus Terran to dodge TBT. And NCX does a lot of off racing. He's pretty much the #1 advocate for being able to pick random in CPL. Last season or the season before that, he's playing Zerg. Just likes to change it up a lot. And he's scouting after Pylon. Looks like he's hoping to get the first scout off, maybe get a gas steal. Maybe follow up with some early zealot pressure, something like that. In this game, it is going to pay off. Gonna get lucky with the rotation here. It's even better with the gas being on top of the Terran base here. Ooh, oh my god, the probe is hiding. So if you've ever watched Artosis stream, you'll know that for some reason probes have a higher vision range. Well, okay, it's not that much higher. They have a higher vision range than SCVs and drones. So I thought maybe he was gonna like hide a proxy in there or something. But now I'm really not sure what the point of that. Like, you could have just gone for the gas steal, but try to do something sneaky here. Maybe trying to hide buildings here. But Crowbar had this depot ready to go. Are you hearing the thumps like this right now? That's me. Wow, I have my arm on the table and I was like twitching my fingers and I was doing it. Okay, I might need some like noise suppression or something, but anyway, I can make that stop for now. Looking like a normal build here for both players, despite the very early scout action. Doesn't look like any 2-fact or tech builds on one base from the Terran player. I think maybe the core was a bit late. Or the second pylon was really... Ooh, we're getting... Okay, so we're getting... we're doing 10-15 here. This 2-gate build, this pylon is definitely way too early, as you can see by the supply. But anyway, this build, if you've ever heard me argue with Neblime, I think this build is trash and he thinks it's good. So we're going to find out today. I remember last week we saw 10-15 on Sylphid in that one, so I was shamed for that. But Crowbar here has scouted it. Well know that it's coming. Should be able to just get that siege mode and keep that expansion alive. But a Protoss should get map control. Ooh, okay. So as soon as the SCV leaves, basically, it feels like the 2-gate is being abandoned, really, and we're going into DTs. This is a pretty common follow-up. So it should be something that is on the Terran player's radar. as a possibility. And with this SCV being kept alive, I think Crowbar is going to be checking for that Nexus timing. Should get pretty suspicious when no goons show up. Like when they don't have range. And there's no Nexus. Like, oh, and this SCV might just walk in here. The goon trying its hardest to block does manage to pull that off. But should definitely be suspicious because there shouldn't be goons blocking the ramp with a 2-gate build. Like, they should be here hitting the bunker. And if range wasn't skipped, it should be finished by now. Like, this tank should not be getting out here before the first goon hits the bunker. We do see an engineering bay in production for Crowbar. So I think he is aware of this. There we go. Another SCV trying to get in, but I think actually the same SCV, I'm not sure. Trying to get in here. Does get blocked. But Crowbar's on it. Now, with these goons here, it might be possible to just focus down a turret that's in the front. This isn't too far back. It's possible that the goons could hit it. And that could help the DT get in here. If we do have any DTs. Oh, no, the DTs are supply blocked. Dang. Every second is going to count here. Like, one more tank might be able to kill these goons and DTs fast enough to save the turret. So I'm trying to say. I'm actually trying to figure out if I have my headphones on backwards. Let me see here. No, we're good. Oh, the goon sound is coming from the right. Oh, but the tank does get 2-shot, but there's 2 more tanks coming out of the double factories. The goons are trying their best to kill this turret, and they get it. Where are the DTs, though? The DTs are still halfway across the map. We have 2 turrets coming up. Crowbar needs to jam as many bodies as possible in this gap right now to keep the DTs out. Oh my god, I think they might... Wait, what? Oh, there's a turret up here! I can see that far? That's amazing. Oh, and Crowbar doesn't block the ramp, so 1 DT survives here. But with turrets already in the main, Crowbar has held this off expertly. And now, NCX is in a really rough position. I have no desktop audio? No game sound? What's going on here? Do you guys hear game sound at all? It's not coming up on my little bars. Anyway, what is NCX going to do? No game sound. What the hell? Man. Okay, we'll deal with that after this game. Sorry about that, guys. Has it been like that the whole time? Dang it. Well, anyway, I think Crowbar is gonna... Oh, I thought there were 2 factories when those 2 tanks came down, but that's not what happened. So still only 1 factory here for Crowbar, but... Well, I'm looking at, like, the worker count is the same. Like, this is really weird, because I feel like NCX didn't do any, like, actual damage, but... I don't know, maybe just Crowbar had to be so cautious that it slowed them down a bit. NCX is getting this third up. There's no vultures, so it's no real attempt at map control here from Crowbar. Ooh, but we're going up to 4 factories. Could easily see 1 or 2 more, and that would be pretty rough for Protoss to hold off. There's no robo, there's no observer, there's no scouting of what's going on in the Terran base. We have Templar, and Storm is coming, but like 2 Templar and a handful of goons is not quite going to cut it. Oh, there's a robo right here. I'm dumb. Third base is coming online here. Ooh, a shuttle's coming up. Could see storm drops. But there's already quite a few turrets. And if Terran is indeed going for a 2-base push, worker count won't be super relevant. No, this turret actually is slightly screwing with the gas income here. Will get cleaned up. Fortunately for Terran, there are no more DTs coming. Seeing vultures start to come out. The third base for NCX is done. Probes are on the way. But I'm really worried about how small this army is. We do have 4 gateways, but you want like half again as many gateways as Terran has factories. Comsats are coming up. All right, I think this could be like a 2-1 push. I don't know. I think the factory is too late for that. The armory, I mean. Look, I'm really bad at reading Terran builds. Could be that Crowbar is getting set up to build this command center on location here. Oh, there's the DT. And the small group of units is not going to be enough to deter that. We have vultures looking for potential bases. We have a DT here looking for a potential third from the Terran. So I'm trying to troubleshoot stuff in the background. Terran being very careful here. We're actually not seeing the third command center just yet. Looks like we're going to be going to vessels. Have we seen like any scans in the Protoss space? I don't think so. Both players really playing in the dark here. A shuttle here ready to go. Both players seem pretty satisfied with their current expansions, not pushing to go any farther. Stargate coming up to unlock that Arbiter tech, I assume, for NCX. Crowbar scanning the third base here, killing the DT, moving out with a small group of units. Shuttles here trying to do some shenanigans, but 3 zealots is not going to cut it. And I can hear Crowbar scanning. You can't. Where is Crowbar scanning? I don't know. And NCX is moving out with this force ready to jump on any attack here from Terran. Is it enough? With some godlike storms, this could be enough. This Terran army is not super huge, honestly. Okay, here comes the Protoss force. Runs away as soon as it sees siege. Smart. This is a lot of tanks, but not too much to support them. That's what I'm really worried about here for Crowbar. That doesn't... There's no engagement just yet. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to fix this audio issue, but everyone's just wait till the end of the game. We have 2-1 coming for the Terran armies. Crowbar chooses not to engage here. Or, well, yeah, I said that, and then immediately dove in here. Got one of the Templar, forced out a storm, big mind drag into the Protoss army. Supply, though, NCX is creeping higher with all of these gateways in the main. No 4th base yet for Protoss, but definitely when your Terran opponent's only on 2 bases, you just want to chill and power up. All right, some of these zealots get on these exposed tanks. This Templar really wants to storm. The shuttle gets shut down. Oh my god, a huge storm on all these tanks. They don't try to move out. A second storm, it cleans them up. Oh, this little flank from the bottom. Despite that, Terran actually wins that fight and is now ahead on supply. God, those storms were so good, too. But it's only 2 tanks left. I think the reinforcing wave from Protoss should be able to clean this up. Let me wait for one more wave of goons here. Yeah, these zealots get on these tanks. Oh, but they get cleaned up? Question mark? It's such a close fight. I feel like both players would be smart to back up and regroup a little. But for now, Crowbar has pushed to the Protoss Natural. There's 2 tanks and a handful of units here to support. The Arbiter check is done. We haven't seen any Arbiters just yet. More tanks are coming. This position is being locked down. Oh my, that mine cleans up those 2 goons there. We have a wave of zealots just as vultures get here, but they don't manage to block the zealots off. The zealots are getting right on top of these tanks. Every tank is so precious, and a situation like this one goon desperately trying to block off the entrance to the natural kills the vulture and then gets annihilated by these tanks. 2-1 is almost done. Meanwhile, there's no upgrades on the Protoss units. Ground weapons just starting. Oh, nice spine drag, though, onto that tank. Is it enough that we don't have a shuttle coming out of this robo? We don't even have an observer here. There's one back here, but it's cut off by these turrets for now. The robo is going down. Gateway units are desperately trying to come out of these gateways. Somehow a pylon was built here next to this vulture. The third base for Terran is done on the mineral-only high ground. But no SCVs there just yet. Crowbar's entire attention is focused on this push. This is a really scary situation for Protoss. All of your production is in the main right now. And to get out and fight Terran, you have to go through this little choke and this choke. And that's really rough when there's tanks and mines set up outside. Look at that. 3-2 is on the way. Looks like we're going straight for recall on the Arbiter. Unless Stasis was researched first. Like getting, a recall could be a way to get our base. But as we're seeing on the screen, there's not the time to do that. The force here from Crowbar absolutely wipes the floor with these goons. Now the tanks are on siege, and NCX is going to tap out of game 1 here. So the first game of the night is going to go to Crowbar. So let's update that score and take the opportunity to fix my setup. Okay, first of all, we can reactivate this filter. Okay. Do you still hear the tapping now from the mic? Why is there no desktop audio? It's so weird. What's going on? Okay, so the tapping. I'm not sure what the problem with that is then. I'll just avoid doing that for now. I think it's something wrong like Windows level here. Try something very silly and unplug my headphones in the middle of this cast. Well, it didn't change anything on Streamlabs. That's really annoying. Okay, my last bet is to restart Streamlabs, but that requires taking my stream off the air. So I don't really want to do that, but I also don't want to stream this whole thing without any sound. Oh. Okay. Can you hear the desktop sound now? It was set to the wrong device in Streamlabs. Okay. That feels silly. Okay, we got sound. I'm going to try one thing to deal with the popping sound on the mic. And we'll get back into this. Sorry for the delay, everybody. Thanks for sticking with me. Okay, we're going to move forward. Hopefully the mic issue is better, but at least we have a game sound now. That's pretty good. No idea how that got screwed up. We're going to head into game 2 here on Butter between Crowbar on Lettuce to Tank and NCX on 2 Connect 2 periods. Alright, here we go on top right of Butter. Again in the olive Protoss, the NCX, and the bottom right green Terran again is Crowbar. Alright, so Butter, newest map in the map pool, both in CPL and kind of in general. Only coming out the last season of Excel, and now my cat is completely tangled in my cord. Sorry, Gary, you have to hang out somewhere else right now. There we go. Anyway, so Butter, of course, is a 2-player map, which right now is kind of a nightmare for Terran. Protoss can just scoot on over and steal the gas, which, and we saw in the first game, NCX scouted on Pylon. What is this program, by the way? We saw NCX scout on Pylon, but not really do anything with it in game 1, which kind of confused me. Maybe trying to go for some kind of proxy, and on a 2-player map, it's a lot easier to do. Now we do see Crowbar going for the wall off here at the front, and I believe it's like tight. Like I don't think probes can get in. So if the barracks is started soon here, the probe will be completely blocked out. I'm not sure if that actually does. Like I just don't see Terrans go for this, so I don't know how it works. I know, like, against Zerg, I think Link can get through, but it's still good now. Okay, we're gonna find out together. No, the probe can't make it through. The gateway is started, so it's gonna be like a standard opener from NCX, it looks like. Not like I got straight into a 12 next here. Okay, Terran, guys, just go for this setup. If you don't like your gas being stolen on Butter. Does delay the Terran scouting a bit, I guess. Looking like a normal game here, like in game 1. Is NCX going to go for the 2-gate again? Could be good on this map, given that it's flat like this and the natural is pretty open. Of course, there's no ramp here between the main and the natural. And with this wall, I mean, that could be an opportunity for goons to get some more damage done. The rush distance on Butter is pretty long. And Crowbar dealt with the 2-gate and the GG so well. I mean, I guess like so well that the 2-gate didn't even happen, and 6 didn't even try it. really just curious to see what the follow-up is going to be here from NCX. But Crowbar is keeping all 3 of the SCVs in gas, and I believe that means we're going to see a second factory here. Could be a starport too, but it's usually 2 factory. Yes, here we go. It's going to be a 2 factory build, which is ironic, of course, because NCX is on team 2 Fact 2 Furious. That's where like 2 Fact 2 Furious has been hit by more 2 Fact builds this season than I've seen before, and my team, the 4-pool lifeguards, has been hit by several 4-pools, so I think we all kind of cursed ourselves with those names. Now, will NCX be suspicious of this? Oh, we have NCX in chat, and it just occurred to me that maybe this isn't a race pick scenario, maybe it's a sub. So NCX, do you race pick PVT, or was this a sub for somebody? I didn't even think of that before. Oh my god, hey, look at this though. It's gonna be proxy with 2 more gateways in the potential 3rd of Terran. And NCX explains that it was a sub, so like, NCX, I can tell you that you were the hero to your admins. Alright, so we have 2 gateways here that are proxied, and like 3 gates should crush 2 factory build here. I don't know about the timing on these gateways, like I just honestly have never seen it. So I don't know if it works out correctly, but I mean, it should go pretty poorly for Terran. They get flanked on 2 sides by a ton of goons. Yeah, we have goons coming here out of these gateways. We have more goons being made at home. As long as NCX can keep goons alive long enough to get up to that critical like 6 to 8 goon range, this push should get shut down here. Yeah, that probe goes down, but the goons run away, joined by 1 rallying, but 3 goons is not enough to fight this. Oh man, you want to be really careful with these 2 goons because they're going to give away what's down here. Well, 1 gets picked off at the top of the ramp. The Marines are getting chewed up. 2 goons coming from behind, trying to cut off any reinforcements. Ooh, another goon gets picked off here. NCX having some trouble controlling all of these goons on 2 fronts. Oh, but the mines being laid here by these vultures might actually be enough to clean up the surprise goons. Oh, just barely managing to block the choke into the main. These 2 goons do get a tank. They managed to dodge the mines somehow. Here in the natural, the tanks are just barreling down the front door. Oh god, the mines. Oh no, they cleaned up the surprise goons. There's 2 more coming. My cat is back on my lap. He's gonna get tangled in my cord as fast as he can. Oh god, the mines are cleaning up so many goons. Probes being drilled to try to fight this, but they get massacred. They do manage to kill 1 of the Marines though. Pretty cool. Alright, I think NCX might be forced to leave this game. Trying to do a backstab here with these goons, but there's enough units coming out of these factories to clean it up. NCX taps out of the game. It was in top versus bottom, so you know, we'll give the traditional benefit of the doubt there. Now I have to detangle my cat from my cord again. Gary, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Just loves to get absolutely wrapped in the cord. Like, he's not just like sitting on my lap, he like flips around. We're gonna get into the second series here between I'm gonna call it Carousel and Suricatta. A PvP, so I know you're all super excited. Oh, we got Carousel in the chat. Good to see you. Oh, and yeah, NCX, like, yeah, it's the curse of the cast, they only pick the games that you don't want to be seen every time. I know that feel. Wait, what? Oh. Flutter's not game 1. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now, unless Carousel will correct me here, I believe this is probably a case of the app mislabeling the games. Oh, Gary, go away. So we're going to play the games in the right order of maps and assume that that's what happened. Don't know if you can hear me scratching my cat on the mic. Alright, in the top right of Polypoid, in the orange Protoss, it's Suricatta fighting for Team Too Fat Too Furious. In the bottom left, the red Protoss, in the chat, it's Carousel. Oh, that's good. You can hear the purring. I'm so glad I have a mic that picks up cat purrs now. Excellent. So... Exactly. We have a PvP here. I feel like we haven't, like, we've barely seen any PvP at all this season. Like, I have not got it, and I really enjoy this matchup. Especially right now, there's a lot of different builds. Yeah, NCX, I just purr on my own. You got it. Ooh, both players are scouting on 9 or on 8 after the pylon. Kind of unusual. Kind of curious what that's about. Scouting after the gateway is more normal. Now, it's not a huge difference, but I'm just not sure what it is you're looking for, especially on a 4-player map. Like, how likely is it that you're gonna find something or be able to hide something with that timing? Are we going to see 2 gates from these players? It's too late to see my favorite build, the 12 next, but still plenty of opportunity. You know, there's 2 gates, there's robo builds, there's DT expands. Gary's done it again. He's got to tangle the cord. Stop. Ooh, we do have a second gateway here from Suricatta and a gas from Carousel. So we're gonna see a little micro exhibition here from both players. The 2-gate push shouldn't like kill Carousel. Might be able to kill some probes if Suricatta can really get in there. But Carousel has seen it. Carousel has played on the ladder at all in the last like 3 years. Should definitely at least be familiar with 2-gate. Ooh, getting a second zealot and delaying the gas mining. Not the usual hold here. Might even be an overreaction. Ooh, and a late core. Yeah, I don't like this. I guess this could be like an adapted version of the zealot for zealot opening, which is fine. I think that's a good way to hold on 2-gate. I try to do it the manly way and like just go straight into goons and just try to kite my heart out, but that usually doesn't work, so I just go 2-gate myself. We got Eskia in the chat. Good to see you. Those 3 zealots are marching out here from Suricatta, getting the gas as the follow-up and the core, so going into tech. This build is really popular right now. Back a few years ago, it used to be like 2-gate into expansion and cannon, but that's just not that good anymore. So let's get that scouting off, get that, get some pressure on, and then get the tech to transition into a normal game. The cat is literally headbutting the mic now, so cat's not going anywhere. Don't worry about that, minute dog. All right, here come the zealots, but there's 2 zealots in the ramp, aided by these probes. If you don't know, probes can actually like attack through zealots if they're really pushed up there. And this hero probe kills the scouting probe with the finishing of this goon. Suricatta is just going to turn around. And, ooh, and Carazel's going straight into DT tech here. That is one of the weaknesses of this 2-gate build. When you delay your tech, you're definitely vulnerable to DTs. Suricatta's definitely suspicious here. Getting that forge, which will be scouted actually. So should have the cannons to not die, but Suricatta definitely wants these cannons to be built in the natural. Putting cannons in your main to save yourself from DTs is not, it does not feel good. Because the DT player is going to be expanding here. Yeah, we made a second gateway. Gonna make 2 DTs and then expand. Ooh. We're not making any DTs because that was canceled. And that could be really good. Like, if Suricatta builds cannons in their main, well, while Carazel is not even going for DTs, that's really bad for them. But Suricatta showing us all why PvP is the big brain matchup. Suricatta getting a hidden nexus here in the bottom right. I do not think Carazel is going to be looking down there anytime soon. I think it's like if Carazel gets here, sees like a cannon on the main ramp, you know, they're just gonna chill. They're gonna think that their opponent is totally screwed and like not really like, yeah, that they're not gonna feel like they have to attack. I mean, that won't be what's happening here. With Suricatta stepping down here, might be showing that Suricatta is aware that there's no DTs, because if there were DTs, they would absolutely be here by now. Like these cannons, that like there would be no cannons, so there would be nothing up in time. So actually, Suricatta has way more units right now. With these 2 gates from the opening, with the tank being delayed from Carazel to the Zealot Core Zealot and the tech switch. Players are fairly even on armies, I guess, but I think Suricatta is actually just a bit ahead and has the hidden nexus. So Carazel has to scout this nexus or make something happen pretty soon here, or Suricatta is just gonna like mathematically be ahead. Now Observers and Reavers are coming for Carazel, but there's no expansion yet. So this Reaver Micro is gonna have to be really good. Punch Suricatta and make up for this hidden nexus. Already a 3 probe lead for the Orange Protoss. Yeah, like this cannon would never have finished in time if the DTs had been made. So like Suricatta, like I guess must have known somehow. Probably assumed that when the forge was built, Carazel would have canceled the DTs. But let me tell you, if I saw them scout my fast forge and then I canceled my forge thinking that they, or if I didn't make cannons assuming that they canceled their DTs, I would get killed 100% of the time. That's just my luck. Alright, the Observer is going to get here, see what looks like a little, like a slightly late natural from Suricatta. I'm probably like, okay, this is fine, because I don't care if it's Nexus now, because I have a Reaver coming. But that's not. This is a very, very fast third for Suricatta, and Suricatta is even going to get some Reavers of their own. Might have one in time on like to defend here. No shuttle to micro it, but I think this is just going to be an easy win here for Suricatta, unless Carazel absolutely out micros them. Like, this expansion is so far behind this hidden one here. Even getting gas here at the hidden expansion. And you can see, like, Carazel's not even thinking about the bottom right part of the map, right? Like, look at the mini-map. He hasn't even touched it. And now there is a move out here from Carousel. This is quite a few goons. Yeah, 12 goons and 2 zealots, it looks like, and a shuttle and a reaver. But we have 10 goons, a cannon, and 8 zealots. This force here for Suricatta is definitely stronger on paper. Now, reavers will absolutely clown on slow zealots. Like, they'll all just come up and die to 2 scarabs. So there's a potential for a wipe here, but find out. Alright, Carousel moving in. The arc is a bit off here because of the ramp, the terrain blocking. Reaver's thrown up a bit early, but doesn't take any damage or anything. Reaver, please. Reaver, shoot. Reaver, shoot. Oh no, Suricatta diving forward here, trying to go on the Reaver. I think it's a big mistake. I don't think there's any reason to leave the arc here. Taking so many free shots, trying to dive on this Reaver. The Reaver might end up going down in the end. No. Shuttle and the Reaver barely have any health left, and Carousel is just going to absolutely smash through here. I think that was a big mistake on the part of Suricatta. You don't want to give up that much to dive on the Reaver. Let me tell you, this is the pain of PvP. You really want to kill these high value units, but it takes so much damage in the meantime. But now Suricatta is the one with a Reaver and a shuttle here up on the ramp. By the way, thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid there. I appreciate you. If you're from Escalade stream, you're going to be familiar with the CPL. Look at this Reaver on the ramp getting so much work done with the goons. Up Carousel, and actually the Reaver from the Red Protoss goes down. So this push might be over, and you can see because of the hidden base, like Suricatta is still up. If that push was able to end the game, obviously it'd be good, but with the Reaver holding off on the ramp, 5 kills. All these are goons, by the way. There's no probes or anything in here. Suricatta is definitely still ahead in this game. But Carousel does have this expansion done here. Trying to put some probes on it. And now I think Carousel is fishy, or is suspicious of Suricatta, is what I should say. Starting to check these expansions. Unfortunately, picked the wrong ones, but... Ooh, and this probe who's out here for some reason sees the speed shuttle head over with the Reaver. Is there anything here to defend? There's just a Reaver for Carousel, but... Oh no, this is not what Carousel needs right now. Carousel's already behind on the probes. One goon here is not going to cut it. Oh man, it's like, oh, so many probes going down to this Reaver. This one goon will not be enough to pick up the shuttle. Oh, Suricatta is not running away, it's straight up fighting that goon. There you go, thinks better of it. Pulls out of there. Oh, and this hidden base is going to be found. There's no defenses here whatsoever. This one goon is going to have a field day in this mineral line. Oh no, why is tech being built here? Alright, so what happens now? So the army of Carousel is headed down there. But Suricatta knows it's going to happen, immediately sends the army down there himself. So I think we're going to have a fight in the middle of the map with these two, or maybe like here when these farmers meet up. Suricatta trying to buy time here. This observer should reveal what was going on. Oh, what did happen to the shuttle? I'm not sure. It must have been picked off somewhere on the map. I'm not sure what happened to that. Oh, and the army of Carousel is up on the high ground. Suricatta going to be able to deal with it. Yeah, if the shuttle with the Reaver did die for Suricatta, that might be able to win this game. There's gonna be a huge advantage here on the high ground for the goons of Carousel. A lot of the probes here are dead. The probe count is just about equal. Carousel's worried about being backstabbed while this goes on. Oh no, why are you giving up the ramp? Carousel runs to the mineral line here, allowing the defenders from Suricatta up on the ramp, but there's not much left to defend, and it seems like Carousel's going to win this fight anyway. Suricatta's thinking about just retaking their natural... Oh, there's a TT brought over. Oh, here's the shuttle. The This could be a new shuttle. Yeah, it's a new shuttle. Well, yeah, it's a new Reaver. New shuttle. Okay. So Suricatta does save this base at a high cost. Now Carousel is the one who is up on workers, has a shuttle with a Reaver in it, has more goons, has 5 gateways. Oh, with a bunch of goons. Definitely. Carousel very worried about being dropped during that, but and just to avoid that, very injured shuttle here. And we do have the Templar tech for Suricatta. I think is really, really strong in this matchup, but Goon Reaver can take you a long way. And we have 2 Reavers in this shuttle. This could be what Carousel was waiting for. Move out. Anyway, we see. Looks like these goons are ready to move out. This army is ready to move out. Supplies are pretty much even for the players. Carousel has 7 more probes, so there's actually a bit more army on the side of Suricatta, but 2 Reavers and a shuttle is very powerful. We have 1 Reaver and a shuttle here. We have at least 1 DT. We have 1 more in production. And there actually isn't an observer with the army. There's 1 here looking over the natural. But DTs could really mess up this army if they're deployed. But it seems like maybe Suricatta is just using them to defend the 3rd. The storm is done. How much energy is there? I only see 1 High Templar. It might have 1 storm by the time this fight comes over. We have this shuttle here with 2 Reavers. The 3rd Nexus in the natural is done. Carousel did this before, dropped the Reavers off way too far away, I think. And is Suricatta going to dive on the Reavers as hard as they did in the first time? Looks like it. This shuttle is way too brave because way in there. The Reaver of Suricatta is going to go down, but one of the Reavers of Carousel does get picked off. The shuttle is taking a nap. There's still 1 Reaver. There's still a bunch of goons. These cannons might buy time. We have a storm guy on the ramp. Last time we list the Reaver on the ramp that saved it, and 1 storm is not nearly as good as a Reaver. Let me tell you. Like, storms in general are better than Reavers, but 1 High Templar with 100 energy. A lot harder to get energy back and just make more scarabs. But with this rally of Zealots, no, Suricatta isn't a temp out. And the 3rd Nexus dies, and all these probes are doomed. And that was a very back and forth PvP here. We like to see those hidden bases get punished. That's some shenanigans right there. Definitely a big brain play there from Carousel to realize that, hey, my opponent shouldn't have this much if they just now got their natural. They spread out on the map to look for that hidden base. So go ahead and put that win on the board for Carousel. Started with game number 2. Alright, in the top right of Butter, it's the white Protoss, Suricatta, and in the bottom right, the red Protoss, Carousel. Alright, so Butter. We saw some shenanigans on this in our last series, and on a 2-player map in PvP, there's lots of potential for shenanigans. Lots of proxying. It's also a flat map, so that really changes the like rock, paper, scissors of the tech triangle in this matchup. Because with a flat main to natural choke, going pure goon man is a lot better. So that makes DTs better because goon man doesn't get a robo, but then because DTs are more likely, like robo gets better. So it's a lot of mind games. We're going to see how these players react. Now, last game both players scouted on pylon. This time only Carousel is going to do that. Could be that Carousel is worried about 2-gate or proxy. We saw Suricatta go for proxy, or not proxy, go for 2-gate in game 1. Carousel was able to hold that off pretty easily by going for a defensive build. Alright, the probe here from Carousel is going to get in. No tech choice yet from Suricatta, but I imagine we're going to see this second gate go down soon. Maybe not. Maybe she can get the late gas? Interesting. Oh, we're seeing the 2 gate from Carousel. Okay, what is Suricatta doing? No gas. Did Suricatta just forget the gas? Oh, that would be tragic. Oh no. I've been there, but like, oh no. There's no gas. Like, you can't do anything with the Cyber Core without gas, by the way. Like, the only thing you can buy with just minerals are like zealots and probes, man. So that's a big oof there for Suricatta. You hate to see it. And that's just going to be pretty, like, especially rough if it's 2 gate here coming up from Carousel. It is a very long rush distance map, but, like, this choke is going to be hard to hold. It's basically just going to be, like, fewer zealots for Suricatta. And the fact that the gas was so late does mean that the only thing Suricatta can make is zealots. By the way, we have this scouting probe coming out. A very strange pattern. I don't know if that was to like try to avoid any units in the middle of the map. Checking for cheese. I don't know. Maybe it was thinking about doing a proxy, but didn't have the money. I don't know. But here's Suricatta is going to get in here, see 2 gateways, and is it more than 3 zealots? Yes, it's actually. Ooh, zealots 4 and 5 here from Carousel, so much more aggressive with later tech, and I think that's probably a reasonable choice with the light gas here from Suricatta. Alright, now how many zealots of Carousel can hit 1 zealot of Suricatta? And the choke actually works a lot better for the defender than I thought, with this 3rd zealot from Carousel getting confused. There we go. Just the micro saving that 1 zealot for now. Now it's just 1 goon for now for Suricatta, but this zealot in the back is very weak. Pro's not able to fight that out. Oh, but they're reinforcing the zealots here. Actually, from the Carousel might be too much. They're taking a lot of damage. Only two or three hits left. Probes trying to drill, but they actually just go straight into the gas. The goon pops. Zealots are loose in the mineral line. Suricatta struggling to do some drilling here. There, just barely manages to drill one of the zealots. Goon and the probe might clean it up. Suricatta needs these goons to come as fast as they can here. Oh god, the goon getting stuck on the probes. Oh no. Oh no, the goon is bugged out. Another goon falls. There's still 2 zealots left. There's more coming. Carousel, 100% of the APM is focused on his zealots in the mineral line. And it pays off. Carousel's going to win that second game in quick fashion. And that's going to be another series going in favor of Team Lettuce Attack. So we'll update that. We'll get to the next series. It's going to be earob against HatcheryCake. It's going to be a PVZ. Picked another group this week with lots of Protoss in it. Everyone's favorite. Oh, again, this is butter. Like the app has some struggles with the map order. Here we go. I'm going to go with polyploid first. Now, the week that we're about to play is Butter Polyploid Eclipse, so maybe there could have been some confusion about that. I don't know. I'm not sure. right, in the bottom right, for Ninja Colors, in the bottom right of Polypoid, it's the blue Zerg HatcheryCake. Clam Nom and fighting for 2 Fact 2 Furies. And in the bottom left, the red Protoss earob sporting the CPL tag, fighting for Lettuce tag. So, what are we going to see from these players? Now we see the choices for Zerg in the opener are pretty much Overpool or Hatchery first. There's obviously like Nine Pool and stuff too, but that's a lot rarer. For Protoss, it's going to be Forge first or Gateway first. And I believe with this scouting pattern, it's going to be Forge first. You know, now that I think about it, I'm not really sure why it is, but like, if you're gonna go Forge first, you make the pylon and then leave, or make Gateway first. You have the probe, like, mine 1 mineral, come back, and then build a Gateway and then leave. I don't know why you don't just send the probe and then send another probe to build a Gateway. Not sure what that's about. By the way, we saw this trick from earob to go here to check this area, because if the Zerg was in the top left, the Overlord would have scouted in this direction, and you can see from the timing on the other side of the map, when the probe was here, the Overlord would have been here. And this actually does save earob some time and gets them to the correct location for the Zerg. Able to be a bit annoying here. Looks like it was... Okay, so it was going to be a hatchery first from HatcheryCake. They pivoted into going for an overpool, and then pivoted back into hatchery when the probe block was done. It is a Forge first from earob. Oh, and that means you can cannon rush when they go hatchery first. Now HatcheryCake is going to see it. Are they going to be able to stop it? This drone, if it gets in here and gets on this probe, oh my god, look at that clutch timing on that pylon. I think that was like frame perfect there. Now there's a couple ways to deal with this. Oh my god, look at that. So clean. Oh, that was flawless. HatcheryCake gets in there. Just expertly drills the drones across the minerals, gets in there. But earob is actually able to cancel all of the buildings, get back 75% of that cost. So I think both players are going to just proceed on from here. Protoss build is a bit messed up by having to sink those minerals into that investment, but it won't end the game by any means. Alright, so my foot fell asleep, so if I scream out in pain, it's because it's waking back up. Alright, so it's coming out here. Yep, looks like a normal follow-up here from the Protoss. HatcheryCake's third is actually a bit behind. More like confusion. There we go. Does get started. And the fact that we don't have any gas by now makes me think we're going to see like a 5-hatch Hydra build, which has kind of become a lot more popular lately. For me as a Protoss player, I had a lot of problems with it until this season. Actually, I got some great coaching on how to deal with it. Now I kind of want to see if I've had Hydra because I had so much practice against it. Now, earob should have the information needed to realize what this is. So, what is their choice of response going to be? Know that you won't need the Stargate to deal with any Spire stuff, but it does get anyway. Can we find Force Scouting? You can try to take advantage of the fact that they don't have Scourge and try to kill Overlords, but that's too hard for me, honestly. Like, when I know that they're going for this... Well, okay. It's not 5-5 Hydra. It's just a late layer. Okay. So there could still be Spire. If I saw the gas that late, I would just skip the Stargate, get a Citadel, and make a ton of Zealots. If they do end up going for Spire, it's going to be late enough that your Zealots can just punish them. You're trying to build cannons. So that happened in my week 1 games. We got Light Swarm in the chat. Good to see you. Oh, we have 2 Zealots here that stuck past me even. They do manage to get a drone. Shut down mining in the natural of HatcheryCake here. Wasting a lot of larva. Somehow I turned off that production tab. Something going on. Yes, there's Zealot and Probe making it to the 3rd. Gonna punish these drones as soon as they pop out. Looks like the natural was defended. These links are going to have to run up there. This is not what Zerg wants to be doing right now, let me tell you. It's a period of the game where Zerg wants to be droning up, getting their tech going. They want to be dealing with the 730 push, not with these old Zealots running around everywhere. Oh, trying to hide in this little nook. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Only 1 link can get there at a time. The probe is actually having trouble assisting in the fight, but it is hitting the probe, hitting the links. So, getting a very efficient trade there with those links. The Corsair is going to come out here. Is there any anti-air? No, the Spire is so late from that late gas. This Corsair is going to have a field day here. If it can actually find any Overlords, they're all hiding here. Just really don't want to get shot down. Dude, I hate this when, like, I know that their Overlords are somewhere and I just can't find them. Oh, here we go. Like, the Spire's not done. The Hydra Den is not done. There's a couple Lings out here, but nothing to threaten this wall. And now they're going to have a very, very bad time with these Overlords. There's another one going down here. Oh my god, is there going to be any supply? It looks like HatcheryCake has plenty of supply to spare, so we'll be able to make Hydras for now, but at least, I'd say like at least 2 more of these Overlords are going down. Especially, oh, the splash damage could make me see both of these go down. The Overlords don't know where to go, they can change direction there. HatcheryCake does split them up. I think the Hydras will be able to save this one for now. There are 3 of these Overlords in the 3rd base that could be shot down. These larvae are being wasted. These Zealots, I don't think have much chance. They do have speed though, so they should just leave when they see that this engagement isn't going to go too well. Well, or they can still buy time for the Crusaders to shoot these Overlords, and you get 1 more of them. But, oh, this is the base that I'm worried about. There's 3 Overlords here and nothing to defend them. Hydra speed is not done. It's going to take a while for the Hydras to get over here. And then I really, really hope we see some DTs coming out. Like, you kill this many Overlords, you know Zerg is going to have detection problems. Oh my god, there we go. Hydras are spawned at this 3rd base. As well as the defenders from the natural head over. But this could have left the natural undefended, but there are more Hydras here. But look at that, HatcheryCake is supply blocked before anything can come out of the Spire. And back at home, earob is continuing to power up here. We have 1 Templar. I would like to see it maybe like 2 or 3. But there's going to be 6 gateways. And the tech is here. This 4th base is in a very brave position here for Zerg. Completely exposed. earob is going to scout across the map looking for it. Won't realize it's exactly in front of the Zerg base. But I think earob is gearing up to take a quick 3rd of their own. Just clearing out of the space. Somehow this 1 Hydra absolutely dodges all of that. Overlord speed is in production. Trying to save these guys from these Corsairs. There we have another group of Zealots. A lot have been killed early, but with all of these gateways of production, earob is back up to 10 speed Zealots on the map. Hunting around for exposed units. Ooh, joined by, looks like 4 more Zealots and 3 Templar. And how many Storms are on these? Looks like 3, maybe 4, depending on the time here. We are starting to see this Hydra count get really big here. Oh, the Templar are in the back by themselves, and there's no goons here to protect these Hydras from snipes, so it's going to have to be careful these Templar are being sniped. Zealots do an excellent job of blocking, though. We've seen 1 storm so far. There are a lot of Hydras, but there are also a lot of these Zealots on the map. Oh, nice storm there. There's only 1 more, though. There we go. That was a big storm. A lot of these Hydras are bruised from these storms. We're seeing an Archon being made. Apparently, another storm on this Templar in a few seconds, but it doesn't get sniped. I think with this Arc on the high ground, I think the Hydras are going to be able to defend their space. Moving this Templar is definitely going to hurt Protoss, but a lot of the Zealots made it out. Into the next push, we'll have that many more units on it. We're seeing goons come out here. The observatory is a bit late, but there's also like no lurkers, so that's fine. Suricatta has definitely been behind the clock on this one, or behind like where they should be in a clean game. Now you're taking a very brave third of their own, but honestly it makes sense because you don't want to give it their background anyway. So while you're defending it, you might as well be expanding to it. But this is a very open area, so we're going to need Storm to deal with this many Hydras. These 2 Templar just sitting there thinking as hard as they can, trying to build up their psionic energy. So it looks like their buddies here are going to be enough to drive Zerg back. But look at how short the rush distance is between these 2 bases, right? Like, both players are going to feel like they can't move out on the map without being jumped immediately. We're seeing more Hydras being made. We're seeing Lurker aspect being researched and a handful of drones being built. We have +2 done. We have the 3-1 coming for Protoss. Great upgrades for the Protoss. Another Overlord just wanders into the danger zone and gets blasted. And we have earob setting up for a very quick 4th. This Overlord is going to scout it and get killed for doing so. I think these Hydras are going to be able to shut that down unless you see more units pulled. Oh, but actually earob is headed in the other direction, trying to sneak through this ramp, having some pathing issues in the meantime. But pulls everything back, I think, to fight these Hydras, I think is a mistake. Like, I think Zerg had no idea that all this stuff was down here. You don't need a 4th at 13 minutes. The Hydras are forced out. The army of earob does regroup. Didn't send all the units up there. Doesn't have StarCraft 2 syndrome where your whole army's not a single hotkey and you just send it to them like a drop. Alright, we have some lurkers morphing out here in the open and a lot more lurkers in the back. Are we going to see storms on the eggs? No, we're seeing storms on the Hydras, which is like objectively the smarter and less risky choice, but damn, it's fun to kill eggs. Ooh, throwing some Zealots there with a nice dodge from the Hydras, but I think there's just so much muscle here on the Protoss. Oh my god, all these lurkers are so clumped. Are there any storms left? There's 2 storms to kill all of these lurkers. Oh no! Oh, the goons are cleaning them up after that. Drone line at the 4th base is wiped out. There's so much stuff on the ground here for Protoss. Zealots just walking up to that lurker. There's like 1 storm left, but there's just nothing left to storm. There's not that much left here for Zerg after this fight. And earob, after bullying, oh look at that, there's a DT killing the 5th base. earob, after bullying Protoss, bullying Zerg the entire game here, does take a win. Is going to be another win for earob, for Team Lettuce Attack, who so far has not dropped a single game in this Tier 1 match. So mic volume is low, I'm being told. I can lower the game sound. Mic volume is at the max, pretty much. Alright, I lowered the game sound a bit. Let me know you like that. Refrigerator, I don't know if you were present earlier, but I have a new mic, so the audio balance has had some issues today. So thank you for helping me out. Ooh, I like these colors. The top right in the green Protoss, it's earob. In the bottom right, in the purple Zerg, it's HatcheryCake. And we are back on butter. It's not that unusual of a map for this matchup. The fact that it's 2-player does mean that if we go to the super late game, like Protoss is an easier time splitting the map in half and just winning math-wise against the Zerg. The fact that it's a flat choke doesn't matter too much because both races get their expansions pretty quickly. Now, I think the biggest feature of this map in general, and one that can definitely matter in this matchup, is how many different paths there are through the middle of the map. And like each path is kind of blocked off from the others, so it's totally possible to have 2 different armies like run past each other and end up in a base trade situation. There's like 4 paths. There's like this one on the right, there's the main one here, there's one here, and then there's like through the expansion over here. Now it is just an overpull this time from HatcheryCake. No, Hatch first doesn't want to deal with that cannon rush again. I think this map is not as friendly. Oh no, I think in the ASL we saw a cannon rush like in this spawn behind the gas, which is definitely harder to get drones behind. And it is Forge first again here from earob. Ooh, and this probe being really annoying here, blocking the hatchery, but HatcheryCake just going straight to the third, which is a completely fine thing for Drake to do. Okay, well, we have a Nexus before cannon here, which I think should be okay given the long rush distance of this map. And given this probe is here to see what's coming out of these eggs. But I don't go Forge Expand anymore, but like I always felt so nervous going Nexus before cannon, because like if I just don't know the rush timing, like I feel like I just get killed immediately. I have a much faster gas here from HatcheryCake, so I should be able to get into the mid game tech much more smoothly than in the last game. I don't expect we'll see like 4 or 5 Overlords die to Corsairs again. Now the scouting probe did go down, but earob is going to sneak out here. Going to take advantage of the different paths on this map to sneak past these links that are running over. The natural Nexus is about to finish. It was coming along. Follow up to the Vortex main, or yeah, is coming along quite nicely. Yeah, go look at that Citadel. Yeah, it's finishing promptly. Everything is being executed quite crisply here on the side of earob. Ooh, but it's not going to be quick tech this time. It's going to be a 3-hatch Hydra. Now, this probe getting in here is going to be huge. Should see that Hydra den. Okay, please go down and check that. You should definitely be suspicious. You see the gas like this, and you don't see a layer. Excuse me. There we go. We do have the Hydra den spotted. So, what is earob going to do about that? I can only assume that we're going to see cannons coming out. Skipping the Stargate this time. Putting another probe out on the map. Really wants that scouting information. Probably wants to go to the natural and the third and check that drone count. see what's coming out of the larva, because Zerg, has a lot of options for how hard they want to commit to this bust. Seems like we haven't seen a single Hydra being made yet, so they might just be backing off and hoping that the Protoss makes too much on defense. We have 2 Hydras now. I don't think we're going to see a true all-in here from HatcheryCake. So earob is getting that second forge in the back in case the first one gets sniped. Actually, doesn't even get a +1 attack here at the front. We should definitely stop at like 4 cannons unless we see a bunch of Hydras. Does catch one in the middle of the map to see it. Sees a few more Calamity Zags. We do see just looks like a few Hydras and a few drones. The lair is started. The probe is going to see that, so earob can be reasonably confident. This game is going to continue. Now, because I think that the forge and the gateway could have been built 1 hex higher, which would make it much easier for the cannons to defend. Like, it would make it harder for Zerg to place the Hydras perfectly, hit these buildings without being shot. But losing this gateway and this forge won't be too big of a deal, because we have the second forge in the back. Would like to see more gateways soon, though. I feel like that's the way that you really punish a 3-hatch Hydra, is you get a lot of gateways behind, and then in the phase after the bust, Zerg just wants to make all drones. And with 1 gateway here, like Protoss is going to have a hard time punching those. We are going up to 3 gates. Storm is started. We have a Templar. Back at home for Zerg, we're seeing 2 more hatcheries going down. We're seeing 9 drones being made. So this is what you have to punish Zerg for. We have a Spire coming and an Evo Chamber. But look, it's not that much on the ground for the Zerg. So if we have a lot of units coming out for Protoss, the earob is going to be able to stomp around the map and do whatever they want, honestly. Seeing a late Stargate coming out, kind of interesting. Like, I don't like doing this. Like, I feel like if they are going for air at this point, I won't even be able to contest them. Oh, look at this one Zealot runs out, and the entire Zerg contain here chases it across the map. So earob is going to see what's going on here. Knows that it's not all in anymore. Sure now, after scouting that way earlier. Sees the Spire. Sees drones. I'd really like to see earob power up here. We have 6 gateways in the main. And there we go. We have earob moving out on the map. But this is a kind of a scary force to fight with. Just 2 Templar with like 3 or 4 storms on them when this fight happens. Oh, look at this. I called it. Look at that. 2 armies taking different paths through the map are going to run past each other. And we have a Templar at home with a decent amount of cannons. I think HatcheryCake could bust in here. They're good at dodging this storm. But in the meantime, there's nothing defending the Zerg expansions. We see plenty of drones in production. There's a few mutas, but a handful of mutas isn't going to be able to kill Zealots very quickly. We do have 4 mutas here, so HatcheryCake trying to punish earob for skipping the Stargate, and even like the Stargate was built late, no Crusaders were made. The army walks right into the 3rd now. Oh, a big storm on the mutas. But the Templar killed himself with the other storm, and all the drones make it out of there. Not quite what earob would have wanted, but still this 3rd base taking a lot of damage. One of those drones did go down. Drones being forced to pull. We have more Zealots here running into the natural. These mutas are going to take a long time to kill these Zealots. Ooh, these Zealots are going straight into the main. Actually splitting up. Great move. Splitting the attention of the Zerg player, trying to find damage somewhere. Focusing on the Spire. Will they be able to do it? In the meantime, the Zealots are still chasing these drones, but this is so many mutas. Once this is cleaned up, earob's going to have trouble dealing with it. There we go. The Spire does go down. These Zealots will get cleaned up. We've seen Hydra go back and forth over this so many times. Ooh, that one hatchery does get sniped. It won't hurt the mining too hard, but will hurt the production of Zerg. We have more Zealots here trying to force these mutas to go back. Oh, but the cannons are not done yet, and there's only one Corsair. This mineral line might be in trouble here. Might have to see an Archon. Might have to just hope that Zerg pulls those mutas back. There is a fourth base here on the high ground. Some more mutas going to the main of Protoss. A few mutas and these Hydras trying to clean up these Zealots on the map. Alright, starting to look better for Zerg. Oh my god, this probes are not even running away. Oh, but the Archon is here. Look at how much damage the Archon does to these mutas. So much splash damage. Absolutely disgusting. 5 kills are all mutas, by the way. Alright. Now, I thought that looked good for Zerg. Looking at the drone count, it's pretty rough, but we have plenty of production on the board for Zerg if they want to get that up. I might even be getting a 5th base with this dinosaur egg drone. No, I think's better. DT. Oh, there's DT with 10 kills! I didn't even see that. Must have been here at the 3rd. That's why this drone count is so low. Nice play there from earob. Really just picking poor HatcheryCake apart. Oh, but speaking of which, all of these Templar take the wrong path. Get pounced on by a few mutas, and like, thing is, like, even if they were with the Zealots, there's no anti-air with them, so this is so good for these mutas. Even if they get killed by storms, like, they killed some High Templar, they forced out a lot of energy. There's like 2 or 3 mutas, like, there's so much value right now. And yeah, this is forcing earob to pull back. The cannon is being killed here. 2 busts out, and I really like this. Whenever Zerg doesn't make a Spire, or you kill the Spire, start to do drops. They're not going to have Scourge to deal with it. And we've seen that earob is great at this multitasking, at sending units to different bases. This drop is definitely going to compound it up. Now, I say that, and I'm going to hope it doesn't just sit here in the top right of the map forever. Now, was the Spire remade? I don't think so. I think these were just like the last couple of mutas. They're being used to scout and harass on the map. A few goons and the Archon in here. Now we see lurkers in production. Do we have observers? We've had this robo for a while. I don't think there's an observer. Nope, right there. Okay. And we even have an observer. Is Protoss Army having issues with the terrain? The last muta just get annihilated. Oh, there we go. We have a storm drop here at the 4th base. Looks like 2 storms went down and a ton of drones. Poor HatcheryCake just cannot get this economy going. The drop is going to continue into the main. How much energy? This guy... Well, there's no mana on this Templar, but there's plenty of kills. I do this all the time, by the way. Like, if I don't know how much energy is on my Templar, I like drop somewhere, check the energy, and then keep going. Right, so we have 2 Templar. A lot have been killed here, or sent to drops, or turned into Archons. So the Templar count isn't quite where you want it to be. That could be one way for HatcheryCake to get back in this fight, but it's a very thin defense here. If these storms are perfect, I think earob's just going to run over the Zerg here. And he could even just ignore all of these lurkers and go into the 3rd base. Alright, charging in here. The arc of these lurkers is pretty nice, but most of the Zealots are being kept off. A huge storm. We need one more storm like that. There we go. Nice storm. Even pulls back the observers. It doesn't get stormed. Zealots, I think now they can just run in and take out these orders. But earob trying to be very careful here. Oh my god, never mind. Look at this so good. Actually shooting up these Zealots, but I think it's still too much here for the Protoss. I think earob again has just bullied the Zerg enough. Yeah, the last lurkers are going down, and Protoss is headed for this undefended mineral line again, I think. Spire is trying to be remade here, but I don't think there's going to be time for that to pay off. Drones trying to drill through here, make it to safety. Oh my god, we have a storm from the drones. Oh my god. The perfect storm there catches all of the fleeing drones. Lurker eggs on the ramp, trying to block the access to this absolutely vacated base. Meantime, we have a third base done for Protoss. Looks like a fourth base is coming along. Oh my god, and a fifth base. earob finding ways to spend all that money. And the lurker egg actually even gets killed here. And this fourth base is going to be down. Protoss is about to be 2 bases up. Okay, I don't the base here yet, but okay, 1 base up on the Zerg is still pretty huge. But we have some Hydras running out on the map, trying to find some place to deal damage. Won't find too much at the natural lurker. Might be able to shut down this base if they find it. But this base being up for Protoss is pretty big. The base being rebuilt here for the Zerg. But look at that supply. Protoss is running away with this game. Upgrades. We have 2-1 for Protoss. Zerg is only at 1 Carapace. We did see that Evolution Chamber get sniped earlier. Even a late Corsair here finding some Overlords to kill. Zerg is going to be aware of this expansion, but there are Templar here. They need to defend against any waves of Hydras, and the army is coming back. Alright, with the storm there, but that's fine. There's plenty here. Plenty here to kill all these Hydras. The army is back here to start up this high ground, but it's actually not even a base here. Lurker is trying to block the ramp again. It's so funny because like Protoss absolutely doesn't have to fight right here. You could definitely just go down here and attack the very natural. But even with that, earob still able to force away up the ramp. Hydras are sharking around, trying desperately to find some place to deal damage, but just not finding it. HatcheryCake trying to hold out, like make some kind of defense here. Too much army from earob, I think, even with the Templar going down, I mean, look guys, look at the supply. It's like 100 supply for Protoss. Like, if they wanted to save me here, they probably could. Hydras are back here trying to find something to do. Space is fully online for Protoss. One Zealot trying to fight this egg for some reason. Now this base does get up here for HatcheryCake, trying to make some drones there. Oh my god, look at this. A 3 High Templar in a shuttle. Gonna make mincemeat of these drones. And the army is here to catch them if they try to leave. Shuttle's gonna continue down here to the 3rd base, where there's absolutely no defense. All these overlords we can contribute. We send over to attack. Not that much on the ground for Zerg anymore. And here's that storm drop while the army is being wiped out. Nice. 2 storms there. Perfect. So I'm going to continue to the natural. Is there any energy left, though? Before we find out, HatcheryCake does tap out. And that's going to be another series in favor of Lettuce Attack. Nice games there from earob. We're going to update that score. We're going to head to the next series of Flizzardo against Polarice. Let's see if this one has the maps in the right order for once. We do. Nice. Get back to Polypoid. Alright, we can see another PBT here. The chop right in the brown Terran, it's Polarice from 2 Fact 2 Furious. And in the bottom right from Clan MG and Team Lettuce Attack, it's the gray Protoss Flizzardo. So, oh, did you see like the bar was messed up? Like there was no probe? I got it's just the bar. Weird. So, I faced a Flizzardo last week. Like, I guess like 2 weeks ago now. He was playing Zerg. Apparently he race picked Zerg against Protoss, but he's a Protoss main. He did some pretty unconventional stuff. I'm kind of curious to see if he plays Protoss the same way, or if that was just the way he plays Zerg. Polarice, I've not seen them play, but I know they're quite good. We're going to see how this game goes here. Now, I'm pretty sure this pylon is in the wrong place. I think you want it one to the left. And that helps with the gas mining a bit. Like, I think here is exactly where the probes are going to go. So they're going to get a bit blocked by this pylon. So that's definitely unfortunate. I'm trying to think back to what we saw in the first series. Oh, is NCX subbing as Protoss. Okay. So we saw the 2-gate shenanigans. Ooh, that Flizzardo is going with the 1-gate here and scouting pretty early. Now, this could just be a stylistic choice, or it could mean that we're going to see the like 1-gate expand kind of build, which is definitely in my interest because I really want to see this build because I think it's pretty cool. But nope, there's a gas coming, so it's something like a 1-gate cell expand. It's just an early expand here from a Flizzardo. A very normal looking opening from Polarice. Trying to think of things to say here. So with in these spawns, figure out who this is better for. I hate attacking this way, like through this entrance, because like Terran will have tanks here and here, and then you're kind of like in the middle. I feel like the way to attack on this map is pretty much always to go through this space, because that way you're only finding that they're only in like one place and it's pretty open, even if it is going up a high ground. But meanwhile, this base is going to be on the main attack path, so Protoss can take advantage of the high ground. They can also take this base for a quick third gas if they're doing something like that. We're going to see if anything that I just said has any relevance to this game. Now, Polarice is on 2 Fact 2 Furious, but does not seem to be going for a 2 Fact this time with the one guy in gas. Scouting probe does make it in here just as the Marine comes out, but we'll be able to scout what's going on. We'll see that it's all very standard. Oh, well, this range is not being started. And this is either a mistake or... No, we're getting a quick robo here. And it's even like potentially in sight of polarice. Don't think it's been seen yet, but polarice definitely gonna be suspicious here. Now we're gonna see this robo. Alright, so what is Flizzardo gonna do? Well, this stupid goon. Oh my god. That really that doesn't block a goon, right? I'm 100% certain a goon can get through here. What was going on with that goon? That's so dumb. That way you can see the probes are messed up by this pylon, right? Like they kind of wiggle around or take the slightly longer route. It's definitely annoying. The scouting probe makes it out somehow. Alright, so what are we going to get done with this robo? This can only be for Reavers at this point. The spawns are not great for drops from the Protoss just because they have to fly over the natural. Like, you want drops to fly into the main first, I think, because their units are going to be defending the natural anyway. Oh, okay. I'm a little worried here because we're going straight into the support bay. You want to start the shuttle and then the support bay. That timing works out a lot better. Because now, like, see, like the shuttle is going to barely be started as the support bay finishes, so that's some waste of time here. But that's a simple enough thing to correct in the future. Right, the natural is getting up, and look at this, like, very calmly built eBay. Didn't panic too much upon seeing that robo. Actually manages to get in here and see that again. Nice. He does get killed, but sees everything. Would have felt a bit better for polarice if they saw the shuttle come out, then they would have known that they had plenty of time. As it is, I guess they could technically think that the shuttle and Reaver were already flying out. Getting a bunch of turrets in the main. Oh, there we go. Getting this one in the natural too. That's gonna help. And I'm worried here that this quick robo isn't gonna pay off now. Like, it's nice to force all of these turrets, but I don't think that's enough to justify all of this money in the late Nexus. More and more turrets coming up. Getting that armor even potentially for some Goliaths or to head into a quick push. And Flizzardo is thinking about getting a third here pretty quickly. Could help make up for the lost time from this Reaver, and the Reaver could help defend this push, or defend this base if polarice decides to push it. But, one more tip when you're trying to Reaver drop a Terran is you want to put at least one Zealot in the shuttle. Helps buy tank hits, or helps take tank hits instead of putting them on the Reaver, and like you can like kill turrets to get out easier. If you don't have a Zealot, put a Goon in there. It's still better than nothing. We're trying to get around this turret. This barracks being here is really smart from Terran. Basically increases the effective range of this turret quite a bit, because otherwise the cliff would block it. The shuttle is just not going to find any opportunities to get in here. But that's fine. You can put the Reaver here and just punish Terran if they try to move out too carelessly. This third base is about done here. Just very quickly done here. Yeah, Citadel, I assume. Okay, so it could be for Arbiters, or it could just be for High Templar. It's kind of fallen off in popularity, but there is that like Storm Drop style, and going with the Reaver opener is one way to get there, because you got the shuttles, and even the shuttles speed quickly if you like to get it. So that could be what we're seeing from here from Flizzardo. Only 2 factories still for polarize, so I don't think we're going to see any kind of all-in 2-base push. Probably going to see if their command center started soon in the main base. So now we have 2 Reavers in the shuttle and a few goons. I hope Flizzardo isn't going to try to bust this open, because I don't think that would go too well for him. But, okay, no, not trying to buzz, just strengthening the power of these Reavers as they sit out here. Definitely don't want all this stuff clumped. Tanks can do a lot of damage to that. Oh, look, okay, look at this. Like, shows you what I know, right? Like, I thought it wasn't going to be a 2-base push, and suddenly we're going up to 6 factories. I'm so bad at reading Terran. It's ridiculous. And Flizzardo has no way of seeing this directly. Like, might have an idea from the fact that there's no third. Might be able to count the tanks. But this turret ring has had the bonus effect of denying any scouting. Oh my god, the Reavers. This is like one of my replays, man. I'm so bad at this whole move. Like, really good players make it look so easy, but like, my Reavers just get shot, and it's very sad. We have Templar tech there. We have a Stargate as... Wait. Oh no, we got 2 archives. We're gonna get the High Templar and the Dark Archon upgrades at the same time. Unfortunate. We do have these Stargate coming, so it's gonna be Arbiters rather than just a Templar build. We heard some scans there, and I imagine polarice is looking at the Paradise base and feeling pretty good. Yeah, you can see that polarice is not too far behind on supplies. This is where Terran wants to be. We do have quite a few gateways, actually, now that I look at it. 6, okay, 6 is not quite. 7? No, look, I'm trying my best. The 7 gateways is more than you have normally on 3 base, but not enough for 7 factories. Unless we have some godlike controlling Reavers. But Reavers are actually just going to back off. Don't want to deal with these Goliaths. And polarice is unsieging. I think Flizzardo definitely has to fight like on this high ground. Don't want to let Terran just go all the way across the map like that for free. You want to buy as much time as possible against these 6 fact pushes. Polarice scanning something again. Alright, there we go. Flizzardo is positioning on this high ground. Reavers aren't out, though. This is a lot of tanks from Terran. Here we go, taking out a Vulture, at least with the Reavers. Forcing Terran to slow down. Forcing Terran to siege earlier than they would have wanted to. Polarice does lose a tank there. Being just a bit too far forward. Both the Reavers make it out with the shuttle. Most of the goons retreat. I think we could even see like another shuttle and some zealots in it. We've seen a bunch of zealots come out. Zealot legs. It's about halfway done. Stasis and Arbiter are coming, but gonna be hard to buy enough time for those to finish. The rig here gonna be invaluable. Oh, but it gets scanned immediately. Shot down by these Goliaths. Polarice does not want to give Flizzardo any free vision of this push. But 4th base, like, very bravely being built here by Flizzardo, but I don't know if that can be afforded right now. Like, you don't need a 4th base if Terran's sitting on 2. And that cost, and those minerals could be like, you know, 4 zealots. Could be pretty big here. Oh no, and this tank line is going to defend these vultures as they go to the 3rd base. All of these probes are going to be in danger, and Flizzardo is taking this as an opportunity to move out. Nice mind drag, but just drops the Reavers here in the front, and they get taken out. some of these units aren't fighting. I think there's just too much here on the map for polarice. These 6-pack pushes are so hard to hold. Like, the Protoss has to see it coming, has to like cut the right corners and just get a lot of gateway units. We saw some great value from the Reavers earlier, but there's just not enough on the ground to back them up. We have speed being done for these Zealots, but I think there's way too many Vultures. The tanks are not going to get jumped on. Mines go off here, and I think polarice is going to take game 1. Here we go. Look at the letter taps out. And that is the first game today taken by Team Too Furious. Definitely good to have them back in the fight. God, the mute bug is back. I don't know why did that happen. I haven't muted my mic on this software the entire time. It just got muted now. I don't know if we caught the intros. In the bottom right is the teal Protoss, Flizzardo. In the top right, it's polarice. Rob Butter. Is Flizzardo? No, don't do this again. This can't be on purpose. Like, is this on purpose? The pilot's supposed to go here. I promise you. Oh no. We're not seeing any kind of gas steal being set up here. We saw, I think it was Crowbar block the gas steal in the first series, so maybe Flizzardo is aware of that. Doesn't want to risk sending out the probes so early. Last game, I think we saw Flizzardo scout after gateway. That's not happening here. Anyway, while these players continue with their standard builds, I'm going to fill up my water bottle, and I'm curious to see if the new mic will pick it up. Let's see. Moving it closer. Can't tell. I can't tell it's in here Go. Yep. One gateway, and we got the barracks coming. Yes. Alright, fill it up. I don't think I can get that at all. So we're not going to see any kind of cheese stuff, I think, that we saw in the previous game, in the previous PvT on this map. Oh, well. Hold on, we have 2 zealots and no core. That's definitely unusual, especially on this long rush distance map. Not sure what Flizzardo expects to get done here with these zealots. I don't know. Like, sometimes I see this kind of zealot. It's like not even forward gate. It's like a regular build with some zealot pressure. I just don't see that do damage too often. It feels like a Terran knows how to deal with it. They're fine. And like, it's gonna take a long time here for these zealots to get across this large map, and there's no core coming. Like, the core was delayed pretty heavily here, and there's gonna be a lot of gas pooling up. I'm worried for Flizzardo here that whatever the spill's meant to do is just gonna get destroyed, and Polarice is gonna punish it, and we actually have 2 factories being built at opposite ends of the base, trying to deny any scouting. But with the Zealot here, it might be hard to do that. It's going to come down to 2 micro here. Zealot and a Probe are very dangerous, taking 2-shot Marines. The polarice is slacking on the micro, and 1 Marine does go down. 1 factory is scouted. A Vulture is being made. 2-fac normally wants to make like 3 tanks and then make Vultures, so already some damage here. Oh, the Marine is just... Oh, my Marine. Got a second list on life. Wait, what? Oh, this depot must be misplaced, right? There must be like 1 hex between these depots, because I seriously thought that Zealots were not able to get in here. Now, with this Vulture being made, I think this Zealot's days are numbered. Does manage to clean up 1 of the Marines, but the important thing here is the second factory is not scouted. You immediately see those machine shops being dropped. I don't think Flizzardo knows that this is happening here. We have the natural nexus being built. Looks like polarice might even be trying to fake this natural here. So at least trying to defend their own natural. Keep Protoss out of the main again. Oh my, no, range just started? Okay, this, I think Flizzardo might be doomed. It's gonna be super hard to defend a 2-fac with 1 gateway and no range. Like, we need to see like 2 more gateways started immediately. But I don't know what Flizzardo's gonna, I mean, I guess Flizzardo's gonna see that there's no natural. And no more, yeah, okay, should be suspicious because there's no more factory units after that 1 Vulture that we saw already, and there's no natural. So I guess Protoss should know what's coming, but Protoss has to start those gateways right now. Just needs to get up a big goon count. That might even be too late. We have the 3rd tank being built already. And as soon as that's done, we're gonna have these. We're gonna have more Vultures being rallied. Yep, and maybe even speed or mines being upgraded. And this is a very deadly push here. And Protoss, I think, just has no idea that's coming in. This Robo, like the observers, can help against the mines, but they can't shoot them. We're just going to need more goons. Like 6 goons is what you need minimum to stop a 2-fac. I think Flizzardo is going to be at like 5, and 1 of them is going to be wounded by the time that the push makes it here. Look at, we have both of the Vulture upgrades being researched. The Vultures being produced from these factories. Oh no, the goons are at the map. What that? Of course the wounded one is in front, right? Like, God, why would they ever go any other way? Of course the wounded goon is the one that is leading the charge up the ramp. And polarice totally punishes Protoss for doing that. Now it's gonna be really rough to defend this. Only 4 goons here. Observatory trying to wall from the front, but not gonna help them. We're not gonna have siege mode for a long time. So Carrion has to commit to a fight here if they want to do damage, but I think they're happy to do that. Probes are being pulled. Tanks calmly kiting back with the Vultures here. These probes are gonna get absolutely slaughtered. The goons are being focused down. Look at how long the range on tanks is. Tank does go down. Oh, or a goon goes down. This 1 tank is at 10 health. Trying to run away from these probes. Only 6 HP. This mega could even be repaired right now. Oh, Flizzardo's down to 10 supply. What happened here? I guess all the probes died much faster than I expected. And we're not going to see Eclipse because polarice takes game 2 here, and that is going to be 1 series on the board for 2-fac 2 Furious. And I didn't even point out polarice is on Team 2-fac, so it finally makes sense. Finally, a player's doing the build that their team is named after. You'd love to see it. We're going to head into the final series. It's going to be Havior against Sve? I don't know. Okay, I think I've played games with this guy like off and on for years, and like I've seen their name in chat all the time. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Sve? Is it Sve? Is it Sve 3? I don't know. We're gonna head into the last series. We're going back to Polypoid, and it's gonna be everyone's favorite matchup. It's TVT. So strap in, get some snacks, get cozy, because we're in for a long one. In the top right, in the yellow Terran, fighting for Team Let Us Attack, it's Havior. And the bottom left, in the teal Terran, I'm gonna say Sve until I've been corrected. Fighting for Team Two Furious. SVA or Sve. I'm gonna go Sve, because if it was capitalized, I would say SVA. Alright, so, I am a ProS player. You know, I don't know all the finer details of TVT, but I will try my best. It is cross spawns. It's going to lead us to a longer game, I think. Polypoid, I'm not sure how easy it is to split the map. It's hard for me to think it's not super trivial. But it's not too difficult, I think, either. I do want to point out that like 80% of the TVTs that I've casted in CPL end up where one player goes for a 1-factory expand and the other player goes for 2-fac, and the 2-fac player almost always loses. So I don't know if we're gonna see that here. I know lately, like, Mass Vulture has become popular again, so we could see that. I think I cast a series a few weeks ago where both players went for that, like all 3 games. So being just a bit more brave here with barracks placement will make it a bit faster to scout. Oh, actually, the gas is way faster for Havior. Not sure what the significance of that is. Both players scouting to the first base, so might be able to figure that out and quickly correct to the correct angle. Ooh, okay, so look at that. So Sve saw the SUV up Havior and turned around because he knew that, well, the SUV came from the top right. Now, Havior either didn't notice that or decided that Sve could be mind gaming them and continued to the base anyway. Because I've definitely been mind gamed where, like, the other player like sends their probe in a weird direction, like sends it out and then back towards their base, and then I see it go towards their base and assume that that's not where their base is, because why would you scout to your own base, right? Look at these 2 Marines. What is that? Is he on break? Like, why did he not shoot? The SCV just walks right past, gets into the main base. Like, totally could have been shot down, I think. There's 1 factory coming up. There's nothing on gas for Sve, so I think it is going to be vultures into a command center. Same deal. Oh, there's 1 in the gas for Havior, so I think it is also going to be an expansion, but with like maybe like a faster 3-factory follow-up or something like that. Something to do with that gas. I think I saw a similar difference in builds a few weeks ago in TVT. Indeed, look at that. The command center is down. Gas mining is back for Sve. Looking very similar from both players. Just a few differences, like Sve getting this bunker, the gas timing that we mentioned. Ooh, and a quick machine shop for Havior. Now, is this going to be tanks or is this going to be for vulture upgrades? I think if we go up to 3 factories here, it is going to be just for vulture upgrade. I think that's what this SUV is ready to do. Come on, Havior. There we go. Alright, so I believe this is going to be 3 factory vulture coming out of our yellow Terran. And it sure looks like Sva is setting up for that, just with the factories just a bit later. But so both players are going to be going for a lot of speed vultures. Going to try to get map control and get the ability to punish the opponent if they're out on the map in a bad position. And like, it's like both players kind of get stuck in this for a while, because if you try to switch to tanks, like, you give up map control, and if you don't have too many tanks, the enemy vultures can run up and put mines around your tank. So you kind of just have to get vultures to deal with your opponent's vultures, and then it can be a very stressful game where, like, if they have one more vulture than you, they can just run you down and kill you. And we do have 2 machine shops going down simultaneously for Sva. Is this to get both of the upgrades for vultures at the same time? Is it to start making several tanks? I don't know. Sva is going to scout these vultures and actually scout the factories themselves, so it should be aware of what's going on. Javior's barracks actually stopping outside of the natural. Doesn't quite see it. Sva even sending out these 2 Marines trying to get some extra damage on the barracks, but this is pretty risky, because like these vultures could run across the map and get it. Get the Marines, I mean. Okay, we do have 2 factories worth of tanks coming out, and even Goliaths from the 3rd factory. Looks like I missed the armory. So Sva does not want to play this mass vulture game, but Havior might be here to punish them for that. Oh, mines are not quite done, or I think it would be a good choice to just run up on this tank. We do have a bunker which is actually empty, because those 2 Marines were killed. Like, I know that we have caster vision right now, but I think Havior had a chance to run in there. But again, I'm Protoss, so who knows. Now, Sva is actually up 7 workers, which is pretty ridiculous. Like, both players got their natural command center at the same time, so Sva nailing the execution build just a bit better there. I think. I don't know if you're supposed to cut SCVs when you go 3-type vulture or something. And there was a window of opportunity, I think, for Havior to get something done in the natural, but Sva with 3 tanks with a decent amount of vultures of their own so far avoided being run over by the vultures, but Havior still has map control, still has the ability to put down all of these mines, which will definitely delay any further pushes from Sva until, I don't know, either until you have a huge army or until the detection comes out. It will at least let Havior know. You see Havior switching into tanks and Goliaths for himself. Oh, somehow the barracks, so Sva made it out of that base. Incredible. One vulture choosing to pick a fight here. We have upgrades coming on this armory for Sva and a starport. So it could be this is going to be for drops or wraiths, like something to try to get past the minefield. We have scanners soon for both players. Oh, these mines. Man, Terrans are so good at killing mines because they shoot so fast. It's wild. Ooh, and a control tower right away here. But siege mode only barely being started at 8 minutes. Or 9 minutes even. Oh, and the science facility. That's going to allow for very quick +2 attack for Sva, and +1 attack has barely started for Havior, and that is a huge breakpoint in this matchup. I think I say this every TVT, but tanks with +2 attack, they kill tanks in 2 shots rather than 3. So It can definitely be a huge deal in these big tank battles if one player has +2 tank and the other does not. Oh, but Sva, okay, Sva's starting armor on this armory down here and then going to start +2 attack on this armory. I think that would have been better to be swapped around, but that's alright. Oh, and not a dropship, a vessel coming out. Save having to scan all these mines. Could use that D matrix as well. Kind of funny, I don't think I've seen such a quick science vessel in this matchup. After all that early action with the vultures, it's been kind of quiet. As soon as I say that, we have vultures trying to kill vultures, but this is really funny because, like, most TBTs we see, like, you know, these big tank lines, siege tanks trying to kill each other, but both players, for the most part, like, keeping their armies at home, not really trying to wall off any big parts of the map. We do have mines here, but not really a big commitment to trying to contain either player. We have a third base here for Havior coming along. I hear a bunch of scans, but I don't really want to try to track them all down, so I don't know if Sva scouted that. We've seen that Sva has scanned this base before. There we go. We do have Havior moving out with tanks and Goliaths here, but I think Sva has a much bigger army. We can see it in the supply, and with that bigger worker count, Sva has a lot of production, but this matchup is a lot more about position. Now we have these tanks sieged up. The vultures of Sva trying to lay mines, but they get cleaned up. Only a single mine is built and it's wiped out right away. The tanks of Sva are still here. So players picking this random spot in the map to fight over. Now, oh, is +2 attack done? Oh no, +2 attack just started for Sva, so I think that's definitely a mistake with the 2 armories. That's a big deal. That could, I mean, that has given Havior time to catch up with the +1. We don't see +2 just yet. I don't think we even have we do have a starport, but no science facility for Havior. We are seeing a Wraith come out for Sva. Will definitely help clear out these tanks in the middle until we see some Goliaths. Oh, there's a mine here. It's like almost Sva got in here. Looks like Sva got in here with a vulture or two and some damage. We do have a third for Sva, but it's at the mineral only. So not going to be quite as good as this base. I think gas is a huge deal in this matchup. Ooh, the Wraith trying to scout gets annihilated by Goliaths. Unfortunate. I keep going back to this, by the way. We have this barracks from the start of the game, like, landed at its position, and Sva even built a marine to try to kill some SCVs. If Havior does try to expand there. There's some action going on somewhere. What is... Oh, it's... Okay, it's already killed the barracks. Alright. Oh! And we actually have a double expand from Sva here. I did not even notice this command center. So this could be a big deal here. What is it? It's 6 factories for Havior. Ooh. 8 much more spread out factories for Sva. A second starport. So Sva is definitely going to make some use of these air units. We got one more Wraith coming out and a dropship. Meanwhile, Havior has somehow got this little group of tanks all the way down here on the map to threaten this mineral-only base. There are 2 tanks on the high ground for Sva, but they're kind of awkwardly positioned. Havior might have a chance to threaten the command center. Yes, here we go. And Sva tries to go forward and punish this with mines. But there's just not that many vultures, and this vulture from Havior gets here just in time to help die a big mine bust on these tanks. two boys had been pulled here. I think there's enough tanks. Will they just leave this contain in the front? Or maybe, I'm not sure what happened out here. This isn't contain. This is, I don't know, a fight. A stare down in the middle of the map. But some of these units are pulled off. And Havior is going to use that to threaten this base. Now, all these tanks are going to siege up in front of the SCVs. SCVs are like the best fighting unit in this matchup. But is it enough? Oh, this might backfire. You kill a bunch of SCVs. No, they're pulled away at the last second. And Sva barely holds on to this high ground, I think. I really want to know what's coming out of these dropships that we have. Or out of these starports. We have another dropship being built and a second control tower. You could see a lot of Doom drop play here from Sva. I've heard Terran players talking about 4-base battlecruiser being more popular. I think that's on Eclipse because it's such a splittable map. I don't know if it's going to be here with all of the open ground in the middle of this map. But I'd love to see it. Havior taking their own mineral only high ground. Both players just continuing to expand. We have some small fights with these vultures, but nothing huge. Havior has set up a nice arc here to defend this chunk of the map. Oh, whoa. Havior getting in here. Just scooting up the ramp with a few vultures, almost taking out a tank with a mine. Oh, look at I just noticed the supply. Like, Sva is way ahead on that. It's a big worker count. It's a big supply lead, and oh my god, so many dropships are being made. We're going up to like, oh wow, 6 dropships. So Sva definitely wants to get something done on the map. He's tired of fighting this tank line here. Definitely drop one of these tanks. I'm not even going to try to figure out who's scanning what right now. 2-2 is done for Sva. I think 2-2 is coming for, or 2-1 is coming for Havior. So significant upgrade lead for the moment for Sva. Looks like maybe Havior will have that up, the +2 attack done before any more fights. Alright, come on, you built this many dropships. Oh my god. It's gonna be like 7 or 8 dropships? Like, it's gonna be like all of the tanks of Sva are gonna be able to be transported at this point. Like, I want to see this. Like, it's gonna be like the Terran recall at this point. And like, I feel like with all of these scans that we've heard, Havior must be aware, right? Alright, here we go. A lot is being loaded into these dropships. Where are they going to go? Where are they headed? It must be for like this base or for the main. But how are they going to get there? Let's see. Like, well, there's not that many turrets in the main, so that could be pretty brutal. But it looks like they're headed for that third base at the 3 o'clock. Mostly vultures with, it looks like 4 tanks. Oh, 6 tanks. Right, that's clear at the break. Havior is taking advantage of this while Sva's army is all flying around in a dropship. Havior is marching forward with a ton of tanks here in the middle of the map. But here we go. The drop is here. Most of the units, I think all of the units get out. Oh, did 2 tanks not make it out? That's unfortunate. The base is shut down. Meanwhile, there's a huge force here coming out for Havior. It's only 2 tanks here on this high ground. So trying to bring these reinforcements, but he's way too far back. I think this base is going to be done for. This command center flying out somewhere. I don't know what's going on. This base is killed. And most of these dropships are still here. Like, this Duke drop could keep going, honestly. There's not a whole lot of anti-air. Oh, we have Havior with dropships of their own. We got Wraith cloaking on the way for Sva. Help cut down the enemy drops. And Zeski in the chat says that the dropships need to be brought back. No. says dropships need to be brought further in. Dropping right here in the natural mineral line. Not even trying to get into the main. Killing a bunch of SCVs, forcing line to be stopped, but this is where all the rally points are, so I think Havior is going to clean this up. This command center is lifted before it starts to burn down, thankfully. Ooh, and these Goliaths find this other command center. Can you even put a building on the whole position? I guess they don't really run away, right? That would be dumb. I don't know. I think I hear a Wraith shooting something somewhere. Oh my god, the boys? What? Whoa, these boys are on a trip. It's not even time to clear out your supply yet, right? Like, where are these boys going? What is going... They were all clicked here? Were they drilled to try to fight tanks and Spud just forgot about it? I don't know what's going on. Oh, we have another drop at the 12 o'clock, but it's just vultures, and all these tanks are going to clean it up. These are some sick mind drags. Okay, well, we saw a sick mind drag, but I think vultures are still done for, but it's still a lot of value. Okay, these SCVs are just mining from Javier's base for some reason. I don't know what happened here. Oh, there's a raid. Does get cleaned up by those Goliaths. It seems like Sva did manage to save this base just barely, but the command center is down here, goes down. Now, I don't remember, did the dropships make it out here? Make it out of there for Sva? I think they did. Can't find them anywhere. So maybe they didn't. We had this one dropship that was like forgotten. We have another one here. Maybe the dropships didn't make it. Alright, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. We have a bunch of dropships from Havior that have not been used. I mean, Havior's trying to kill this base again. Maybe dropping like on the tank line is good. I don't know, man. I'm Protoss. We have +3 attack done for Sva. Still only on +2 here for Havior. Oh, there we go. We have some cloaked wraiths. Finding a tank or two to kill. But there's so many Goliaths. As soon as the scan goes down, these wraiths are going to just get obliterated. They don't even try to run. They just accept their fate. Actually, they stay around long enough for the scan to go off. We have a few vultures here from Sva, actually just sneaking around the map. But all these vultures are just hitting a turret when there's so many workers here. Looks like a drop was planning to move out for Havior, but everything is unloaded to defend these SCVs here. There's a big force on the map for Havior too, but doesn't be able to find too much opportunity with it. Look at this. So scanning so the SCV can kill these mines. Now, is Havior going to try something with these dropships, or just give up on it? Like, Sva got something done with all the dropships that they made, but Havior has 5 dropships that have done nothing. Right? Like, that's a good chunk of resources and supply not helping in this fight right now. It's one race and humbling all these units. Quick focus ran out. Oh, now this command center was really far forward. Sva, like, just does not want to stop expanding. Seems like Havior might be gearing up to retake this base. Has cleared out a lot of these mines. Support command center. But, oh, okay, so Sva has plenty of defense at this base, especially with the tiny choke to get up to that base, and plenty of tanks up here on the high ground. I don't think Sva is in any danger of losing these bases to a frontal assault. Maybe a drop, he could get something done. Oh, a big move out, as you can see on the minimap. Both players suddenly racing to this random area in the middle. Havior has a lot of tanks. A lot more in general, but Spud still has a decent position here. This Wraith flanking away, but I guess actually Havior getting a much better trade in the end. Oh, my cat is back. Trying to get tangled in this cord again. Sorry for the noises. There we go. Alright. Oh, Havior is just now starting Goliath range. Might be a mistake. Oh, there we go. The dropships are moving somewhere. They're not loaded up yet. Looks like a bunch of tanks from Spud just made it up here to this part of the map. Don't think they were even dropped. I think they just walked over. And they're just cleaning out this mineral line. At the same time, we have Havior moving out from this one area, taking out that handful of siege tanks, and that definitely left the defenders of this high ground a lot thinner. This 6 o'clock base is still pretty strong. Sorry, bumped the mic. Getting used to that. Oh my god, Spud, stop. Spud's just expanding everywhere. Like, trying to expand to so many places that Havior just can't kill them all. But Havior keeps finding them. Okay, look at this. We have 4 dropships here from Havior trying to take out this base. Only a handful of turrets and like 3 tanks here. Shooting down a command center here. Alright, Havior trying to decide where and how to attack. Oh, okay, we're even seeing ship weapons and 2 BCs out from Spud. I think it's smart. There's such an economic lead here, but can Spud hold on against this push? These tanks are getting funneled into this choke. I talked about earlier how I hate attacking from this angle. Is there enough here for Havior? I mean, these tanks from Spud keep getting blown up. Can't tell who's going to win this fight. I think Spud has just enough to hold off for now. You can see the supply is well in Spud's favor. Are you serious? You're going to take this base? Oh my god, that's just BM. That's a manor base right there, man. Only a handful of tanks, and like as soon as these BCs come alive, they can clean this up. Although if that is not going to wait long enough for that, unsieges, leapfrogs forward, takes out these tanks, and Havior GG's. Did the BCs come out before the replay ends? Havior GG's twice in case it's on Allied chat. It is. Alright, and that is game 1 of this TBT. Gonna head to game 2 on Butter as soon as I update this overlay. Are you serious? How does my mic keep getting muted when I switch back to the screen? I don't get it. Like, this happens to me not every time. It's like just a portion. I don't know. Okay, anyway, sorry guys. In the bottom right, it's the teal Terran Sva. In the top right, it's the magenta Terran Havior. Dude, I don't understand how the mic keeps getting muted. I don't know, it could be a fat finger, but like my scene switch button is F12 and my mic mute button is numpad 1. I don't know how this is happening to me. Oh well. See, I can buy a better quality mic, but I can't buy a better quality brain. Alright, so let's see what's going to happen here. I said while I was muted, I'm not sure how butter is going to affect this matchup. I think... Ooh, well, this is an interesting path for this guy to take. I think the biggest deal is going to be how to split the map. And we have the bases at 3 and 9 that, like, I guess could go to different players, but the one on the right has less minerals and gas, so that's not good. But you know, I'm starting to think we might. I don't know. This SCV could be like to build a second factory, maybe build a starport. Okay, I think it must be a starport. That's my bet. To do like a quick drop, maybe. Is that even good? If this was not TVT, I would say this SCV was definitely here to build a starport. TVT, I have no idea how good that is. Lightstorm, I'll check that guy out when it's time to raid somebody. I definitely owe you for the other day when you sent me like 80 people or whatever it was. Oh, it is going to be a starport, but does Havior scout it? No. That's so close. So Sva gets away with it, and Havior is taking a quick expansion here and getting the machine shop right away. Like, was there scouting in here? Like, did Havior... Okay, so Havior did see something. You can tell that there was a scouting SUV because the vulture has to kill, but... This isn't too suspicious, right? Like, we might even still see a command center from Sva. Oh, it's not going to be straight into a drop. It's going to be just a raid. I mean, I guess you don't even really need to drop vultures because you can pretty much just scoot on into space. Look at this, some nice micro from Sva picking up one of these Marines. Saves that wounded vulture here, and now is just in the base here. We're going to get a tank out of Havior, but that's not going to help against this Wraith. Oh my god, what's going on here? Like, the vultures aren't even the wild part of this build. Like, Sva just made 2 vultures, and they're just in the main uncontested. Oh god, the Wraith is here. What can Havior do about this? Now, there is an armory already going up. The Goliaths are pretty good against vultures, and then they obviously kill Wraiths. But is it going to be here in time? Oh god, don't make a tank. There we go. Havior just cancel a tank trying to build a Goliath. How much damage can the Wraith get done in time? The National Command Center is just now being resumed. The Vulture scoots right past that tank. Sva hates SCVs, man. Just is in here trying to kill them as much as possible. Look at that. Poor Havior is down to 10 SCVs from this proxy starport play. Oh no. First Goliath just barely going to get out. Believe me, like, this Goliath can kill like 3 or 4 Ravens, like stupid like that. The Vulture. How did the Vulture even get in and then out of the base? Oh my god, these poor SCVs have no chance. Wraith are going to get out of there. Vulture's going to stick around, try to kill as many SCVs as possible. Wraith goes back to the main. The Goliath can only be in one place at a time. Meanwhile, back at home, Sva is building up that healthy worker count, getting more factories just not to die to any counter pushes. Ooh, the Wraith might get shot down. Does get shot down. There's still 2 more. Enough to be annoying. Oh, but look at this. Sva's gonna have 4 factories. Like, I don't think there's any chance of a push here from Havior killing Sva. Sva's gonna be way ahead here. And the barracks going down is gonna slow down the factory production. That's a nice small victory. Ooh, we're getting a control tower. Is it gonna be for cloak or for dropships? Just to get in there and kill more SCVs. Gotta figure that out here. Alright, now don't tell me Havior is going to try to cross the map with a tank and 2 Goliaths. I mean, we're going to have these Wraiths come in and be annoying in the base. But there's going to be so many factories making. Yeah, we have 4 factories of Vultures. You have a single tank. Like, the mines are going to clean this up, I think. Oh, wow. 6 kills on one of these Wraiths. Oh, here we go. I didn't even notice this. We've got siege done. Oh, wow. And Havior takes out the tanks here, or the one tank of Sva. The mines do not manage to kill that tank. Wow, there's 7 kills on that tank. Yeah, for toast, I've hit some milestone where I have 5 subs now, or 5 emotes. So I gotta come up with something else to do for the other 3. Here we go. These tanks are all that Havior has left in this game. Is, you know, the last hope. The mines actually take out the 2 Vultures. This one tank here for Sva does take out one of them, but gets cleaned up by the boss tank here. Vulture come out, kill that. I think that might be the end here. But Havior, like, got way more done with that push than I expected. Like, it was looking pretty scary there. But with these 4 factories, I think Sva just has too much production. What are these SCVs? Like, this is the series with the random SCVs, man. They're just going wherever they want. Oh, okay. Just walked right into a mine. Unfortunate. I think Sva has had enough of that. Starting to rally these factories across the map here. Another Wraith is in here trying to kill the armory, I guess. More SCVs falling. It's 16 to 42 workers. Goliaths are able to drive these Wraiths away for now. But look at this. Sva is in the natural. Actually, doesn't even have siege mode, so can't really secure this position just yet, but might not need to. That tank eats a big mine hit. Havior is going to tap out. And that is going to be the series for Sva. Every series today was a 2-0. And it's going to end in a 3-2 victory for Team Lettuce Attack, at least in the Tier 1 section. And that is going to be the final series of the night. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you tune in tomorrow and Wednesday for the matches of the week. Give me a follow if you'd like this. Try to cast Mondays and Thursdays. Oh no, this guy that he wanted me to host is Korean, and it never works when I try to raid Koreans. We'll see if that works. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good one. I don't like. I literally like Lightstorm. I can't. Like I don't know how to do it because like the Streamlabs doesn't like the Korean characters. Did we do it? Okay, we did it. We did it. All right. Goodbye.